Thank you, Cathaoirleach. This CervicalCheck amendment bill presented today appears to be very simple. I will be supporting it. What doesn't seem to be so simple is the process these women are having to go through. The purpose of the bill is to extend the period for making of claims for compensation to the CervicalCheck Tribunal from January 2022 to July 2022. And I think, Minister, in line with my deputies, I would urge you to take that time, in which case to maybe review the situation and engage with the claimants. Everybody seems to be affected in some way by COVID. The extra time available to make a claim goes some way towards allowing for the time delays during lockdowns, which are inevitable when it comes to a lot of services. People working from home, people not working with their usual colleagues, and a variety of other issues make the preparing of claims, such as the ones related to CervicalCheck, a little more time-consuming and slow, and that might otherwise be the case. From that point of view, the extra time being made available in this bill today should be welcomed. I do hope that once the absolute deadline for claims has been reached, that the tribunal itself will progress at relative speed, given the nature of the topic and the health situation of the victims involved. We have seen some examples of tribunals here lasting for way too long in the past, but for this one, it's important that progress be made swiftly. It took 14 years to publish the report for the Moriarty Tribunal and 15 to publish a report for the Mahon Tribunal. So I hope, for the sake of these women and their families, that the CervicalCheck Tribunal will have a published report and compensation arrangement far more quickly than that. The CervicalCheck scandal itself continues to have a major daily impact on the victims, who are still lucky enough to be alive. Vicky Phelan is perhaps the most well-known of those involved, because it was her original court case which brought this scandal to light. 208 women were falsely given the all-clear. It was subsequently discovered that 162 women were not informed about their false result when it was discovered. One of the most shocking elements of all is that one of the main reasons for the delay in informing the women is because there was a difference of opinion as to who should tell them. I understand it wasn't until 6 years after her test, that's Vicky Phelan's, and 3 years after the error was discovered, that Vicky Phelan was informed of the mistake in her test result. No doubt many others were left in the dark for similarly unacceptable lengths of time. The Chief Medical Officer, Tony Holohan, was quite determined in his attempts to avoid an independent review into the scandal. He warned that the then Minister was to announce a review would unnecessarily undermine public confidence in CervicalCheck, when there was no evidence at this stage that there was quality or patient safety concerns with the CervicalCheck programme. Surely it was outrageous for Dr. Holohan to claim that there was no evidence of patient safety concerns with the CervicalCheck programme. There was over 200 false results, a 3-year delay in identifying the mistake, and a further 3-year delay in informing patients of the mistakes. I cannot understand how Dr. Holohan was of the view that those things did not fall into the category of quality or patient safety concerns. I also have a major fear of history repeating itself. There will be a need for a COVID-19 tribunal. There have been so many things happen in the last 14 months that, in my view, will require investigation by a tribunal. While Dr. Holohan's every word with regard to COVID is venerated by the government, we saw a scandalous neglect of our cancer patients during the early stages of COVID-19 response. We saw cancer screenings shut down, treatments disrupted, and no doubt countless missed or delayed diagnoses, which will unfortunately have devastating effects on many people and families. As I've said before, it seems that the authorities didn't really mind what you died from, as long as it wasn't COVID. I don't know if all of these things were recommended by NPHET, or if they were part of a government solo run. But judging by how little government has been willing to deviate from the advice of NPHET, I'd be surprised if these closing down of services was not done at the behest of NPHET. There will be no doubt that the need for a tribunal of inquiry into all of the COVID-related decisions made that the citizens of Ireland have been subjected to for the past 18 months. Dr. Holohan suggested that he should have been the one to conduct the inquiry into the CervicalCheck scandal. I sincerely hope that any suggestion from him or Neffet conducting the inquiry into the various COVID-19 scandals will be met with short shrift by the Minister of the day. To conclude, I welcome the extension of the time available to make a compensation claim under the tribunal examining the CervicalCheck scandal, and I hope that those who apply for compensation are justly compensated for the pain and suffering inflicted upon them and given a fair hearing. I also hope that those who are requested to appear before the tribunal do so and provide open and honest evidence. To the patients affected by the scandal who are still putting up a good fight, I wish you all the best and hope that you will receive the answers and the compensation that you deserve in a timely fashion, that your families will know that you fought for them so as that a broken system would be called out and give us all hope for the future. Thank you.